I really love all of the RFK schemes. I think like they always hit it out of the park, in my opinion. Would you agree? Would y'all agree?
Yeah.
And this is just like a perfect example.
I'll tell you what. This really makes me want to build a submarine. It really does.
Like
The fact that
Despite recent events.
they announced the Build Submarines car like the same week as the Titanic thing. It was very unfortunate.
Poor time.
But they did a really good job with the design. And I love the way that like the 6 version of it, the 17 version of it, and the 60 version of it are all like slightly different, to where like some of them have black on the side or like black on the roof. And they're, you know, they can sort of work together on track. And they do a really good job with the numbers. Like as far as chrome numbers go, like that is the perfect color.
Oh yeah. I love the
great.
I love that color of like teal. Like because I mean, what RFK or at least Roush Fenway used to have that teal color kind of like in their logo. So this car just screams RFK to me with the color scheme. Like I just think it's their most iconic paint scheme at the moment.
You could replace Build Submarines with like the old Roush Fenway logo, and it would work perfectly. Yeah, I totally see what you're saying. Yeah. It could be like a test car for Roush Fenway.
I love it. They have a lot of, and again, they have a lot of good paint schemes. Like that's the only one I put. This car just got announced today. This Cheetos and Mountain Dew. We knew they were kind of going to collab for this car, and it looks like this. And I just feel like it's a little underwhelming.
I have opinions.
What's your opinion, Davin?
They put out a social post with like a Cheetos fingers and like a Mountain Dew can, and I was like, this is going to be amazing, because they ran a Mountain Dew car in the second Bristol race last year, and I was like, if they come out with that Mountain Dew car and a Cheetos thing on the 16 and like Mountain Dew on the 31, it would go unbelievably hard. But no, we instead have a black car with 2 logos on it. I guess 3 logos if you count Food City.
Yeah.
And it's like kind of Mountain Dewy, but like the problem is the paint scheme they put on the 31 last year, Mountain Dew, that was scheme of the year for me. Like 100%, like really like generational banger. And my expectations were unfortunately set too high. And it's the same designer that did this one, but like, what are you going to do? How, like, they want to put 2 logos on the hood and on the side. You can't do that much with it.
It's almost like Cheetos was like, well, we want in on that awesome scheme you made last year. Put us on there too. And it's just like, okay, I'll try.
That's true, because like I could see it. You have Cheetos in the back, Mountain Dew in the front. Then you can make a good half and half. But having both in the front, both in the back, I don't exactly know what you're supposed to do with the colors. Sorry, I cut you off.
I gotta give it to the designer, because they actually did a really good job. This is Tanner Witt, who the first Cup car he ever designed was that Mountain Dew car last year, so he's in for great things. But he did a like pretty good job, all things considered, of putting the Mountain Dew crystals on it and putting like the yellow and the orange for the Cheetos, and like it still kind of works. It's just there was so much potential.
Yeah. For me, my least favorite part of this though is Food City logos on the nose of the car. There's 3 of them.
They did the RFK thing.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that. I think Food City is just too colorful of a logo for that to work. It's too obvious that it's there.
Like a plain white Food City would kind of be cool.
Yeah, that's what they
with
do.
The red and the blue and the green and the yellow.
And the yellow.
We got a lot going on.
They have white Food City logos on the apron at Bristol. Like, let's just do that. It's the same idea, you know? So, yeah, it could be better. It's like mid to me. I just expect more. Like, I wanted to see more green and orange. I put this car on here because, like, Bass Pro Shops cars, like Dale Jr.'s Homestead car that he ran last year, had this bright orange nose, and I just fell in love with it. And I love how it's translated, kind of, to this 19 car. There's some parts of it that are a bit awkward, like the part kind of at this Goodyear at the front, like the Goodyear little logo. This looks like a little awkward transition to me. But everything else, I love this car.
I don't know. I don't know, because I feel like there were some good old Truex cars, especially like 2021, 2022, when he ran the plain, like the orange with the black.
Yeah.
And it kind of like worked in around the logos on the side. This one just kind of like it's camo and someone put some orange tape going down the side of the car.
Yeah.
I agree.
The more I look at
I'm
it,
not a
yeah, you're
fan of
kind of
it.
right.
And unfortunately, a certain number 10 car driver has a better Bass Pro thing with the same colors.
Yeah.
I feel like it looks better on the 10 car than it does on this.
I think I like it. I mean, I like it for how simple it is. Again, I just keep looking at this part in the front where the orange is just like awkwardly turning like what 1, 2, 3 times like to get up to the roof. I feel like the roof number should probably be orange as well, but
the way they filled in the middle Camry thing, like I would love to see how that looks if all the stuff like under the club text, like that kind of boomerang around the front of the Toyota, if that was also camo and they just ran the orange across the sides. I don't know.
Maybe.
I don't know. I think this really shows off the Camry nose.
Yeah, it's just a little bit iffy.
Yeah. Okay.
He's had better schemes. So this is probably toward the bottom of his Bass Pro schemes.
Wow. Okay. Interesting.
Yeah, I agree.
This one I think I've warmed up to it, not just because he won with it, but normally when I think of Christopher Bell and Ream, I think of a black car, white number, red accents, right? I feel like that's gotten really iconic for him so far. He won with that kind of scheme in Xfinity a lot. So them switching it up a little bit, having a lot more white, having a black number, I didn't really like it at first, but it's hard. This car looks great, if you ask me.
Honestly,
too much dead space.
Yeah, when they announced it, I remember they put up these renders, and I was like, oh, okay, like they want to show off Ream, and then they'll put like associate sponsors on the side, and then it'll be okay. And then they just didn't do that. And it's cool that we want to race in it, but again, you're paying so much money to put your logos on a car. Just put ream.com on the side.
Exactly.
Just put something, or make the side logo bigger. And unfortunately, they've kind of been outed, because I know people like to pull the like, oh, well, branding guidelines, they don't want things to encroach on their logo. Ryan Williams designed an 88 Xfinity car for Bubba Pollard with massive Ream logos that take up the whole car, and it looks awesome. And it's just he's one of the greatest designers in racing. It looks great. And then this thing is just kind of like a little Ream logo on there. Have you seen the back of this car?
I don't think
it's hilarious, because the Toyota has the little like license plate hole thing in the back, and there's just a little Ream circle in it, and that's it. It's like, I don't know, you're not getting your money's worth out of this design.
Yeah, it's one of those cars where like if you look at it from the front half, it's great, but then the back half is just like it hasn't loaded
Put
in yet.
something there. Yeah. There's so much space for activity.
You know what they could put there? Interstate batteries, like we saw earlier. They could put that
Christ,
on there.
Alex, no.
I think that would look better.
They could probably fit like the same size Interstate logo.
I think they could.
Y'all are killing me. Y'all are haters.
That's why I suggested Ream earlier to go with it instead. I think it would look fine. A lot better than the dual Interstate.
It's cooking.
The Toyota bodies look amazing. Like this, I feel like this scheme is like one of the best. Maybe not the best example.
If they lined up the front corner, that thing around the Sunoco logo, I don't know how they got that to not like line up with this stripe on the side. It kind of like makes a weird, I don't know.
Yeah.
But other than that, the front looks good. And I like the way that I feel like you kind of have to do with the new Camry, where you kind of fill up the space underneath the little headlight bar. It works.
Yeah. It's pretty cool.
I like it.
Another Christopher Bell scheme, the Mobile One car has gotten a lot of positive feedback I've seen, and I would agree with that. I put the truck that he ran at Las Vegas next to it too, because it's a similar concept, not like the exact same design. It's a similar concept, but it has the more traditional Mobile One colors. The thing that's kind of interesting about this Cup car is that I love it. I even designed a car before that was just like mostly red and black Mobile One branding. It's just like, I feel like it's not really, it doesn't scream Mobile One to me, even though it looks really cool.
Tricon did an interesting thing at Vegas where they ran, I forget what the other number was.
Oh, the 17 truck.
17, yeah. One of the grays also ran a Mobile One truck.
Yeah.
And that had the sort of the new like black and white and red Mobile One.
Yeah.
And I think the blue looked better. Just the fact that they can get the text like blue with the red O.
Yeah.
And the one in the box. I feel like the black doesn't make that pop as much.
Like this screams Mobile One to me, this truck.
Yeah.
But also when you think of like Jeremy Mayfield in the 12 car Mobile One, that's black and white and red. And I'm also just like, generally very happy with this design on the like as a Christopher Bell car. Because you heard me talking all my stuff about outlines. Plain black number, white outline, gorgeous design. It's a little bit weird where it kind of like cuts the head of the Pegasus, but I can't be too mad because I think it looks great.
Yeah, this part looks weird.
And also, Tricon has the best paint schemes in the truck field, like bar none. They're so good.
They look amazing. Yeah, I love both of these.
I'm gonna give Slay to this one specifically because of the Pegasus. I love the Pegasus. It adds so much to any Mobile One scheme. It was gone for quite a while. Yeah, so I'm glad it's back too.
Yeah,
now it's fully back.
It's a smart way to fill space because putting a giant Mobile One logo is just only going to do so much.
Especially with the moved numbers, it's perfect.
I hope they wrap the skirts on this. Like, I hope it actually comes out looking like this.
It ran at the Clash, right?
Yeah,
you probably know the answer to that.
The picture I found of that was blurry, so I didn't use it. Oh,
okay.
But
this is it's a Kyle Williams design. He's also great.
So, Joey Logano's like Pennzoil scheme without the shell, the one he runs at I think it's just Las Vegas now. He might run it somewhere else. This scheme, like, to me, has always been like really cool to see because it's similar but very different. And this is obviously kind of like a throwback to Steve Park. How do we feel about this?
They need to make the logo above the tire visible in Photoshop.
It's the same thing as the Ream car. It's like you have all this space. Why don't you use it?
Put
like
Pennzoil.
I don't know what the Pennzoil tagline is, like the whatever Strongest motor oil. Just put that there.
Yeah, or like or even put like the Hunt Brothers and Auto Trader logos there. I guess like I don't even know what you do.
Like Alex said, it literally looks like they forgot to like enable the layer. Like there's something that's clearly supposed to go there. It feels wrong to look at it when there's nothing there.
Well,
or just like
just put Pennzoil on the side.
Thing big.
Yeah.
Make the Pennzoil text take up all the space from behind the number to the fuel filler. The bell can fit in the background as it does.
Yeah.
I have to draw that one up too. This is
they don't even
very
have to put
inspiring because
they almost don't even need to put the bell on the side. The bell almost looks awkward because it's the only red on the car.
So they would have to put. I feel like they have to put some red on the side if they don't put the bell there. But maybe the number, perhaps, in red with a black outline,
what they did,
white outline,
like what they did like a few years ago. Yeah. It's weird. It's they've had better.
Yeah.
It's mid. Kind of a flop.
Yeah, I like the idea of doing like something Steve Parky, but
yeah.
At that point, just save it for Throwback Weekend.
I like it, but they're very, very close to a banger.
Yeah.
At least my favorite part about it is that it is very differentiated from the normal shell Pennzoil scheme. Like it looks very different from it.
Yeah.
So at least it looks different because they were starting to look really similar, which is just like it's kind of defeating the point almost.
More black and less red. It works.
Yeah. So they're changing the Bubba McDonald's car like every single year, which whatever. Last year had a lot of gray. I wasn't really a fan of it. This year, well, if you like fries, you probably like this paint scheme, I guess.
They had it right the first time.
They did.
But like this is also really good, but I think they had it right the first time.
They had it right the first
McDonald's.
They had
why they keep changing it.
There were some good Frybox cars. I love this one specifically because at night at Daytona, the way the back half of the car is just black, it just looks like a box of fries going around the racetrack, and I think that's sick. I love it.
Cool.
That's funny.
I don't know if I love the 23XI tusks on the front of it, which they've loved putting on every car. I don't know if I like the Camry box either. Like if that was all black, I feel like this would be even cooler. But I don't know. I think it's the best iteration of the Frybox, honestly. Just because the rest of the car is just darkness and it looks like a Frybox going around.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah,
that's cool. In that case, this kind of enters the meme category.
Yeah. A little bit, but like still kind of serious.
Yeah, it's all right. There's better McDonald's cars. I'd give this mid. Now,
that's fair.
This car is my guilty pleasure because I think this looks fantastic.
It's a good picture of it. The picture does help.
Like, I just think there's no cars that are really this color in the field. It sticks out. You see it. You can read the logo, even though it's boring. I will admit it's boring. It's simple. It's literally just a plain blue car. It does not look as good as what they had before with like the green to blue gradient. However, I like this. I just like it. It's my guilty pleasure. I know it's not that interesting. I know it's really simple. I still like it.
It reminds me of the Tony Stewart Home Depot car from like 2005. And I think that's cool. Like I don't have a problem with it. I don't think it slays or anything, but like I like it.
It's just a downgrade. I don't know. There've been so many cool moneyline cars.
It is a downgrade.
Even the Penske ones where they had the little thing and they went to like white to the green to the black or whatever. Cool. It's just they just put the logo on the car.
It is Hey, at least they put it like in the back. They actually put it in the back, so
better than a lot of these.
Yeah. The Raptor scheme, the new Raptor car for William Byron. So I liked last year's. I didn't like how it was like a primary, but I liked it last year. This one, I don't know. I feel like it's almost too much green, too much mucus green.
It's not a great color to work with.
Yeah.
The back doesn't look finished again.
Yeah.
Like plain black. Like make that more like the claws or something, whatever that's supposed to be on the front.
And
like scratches. I think that'd be cool.
It's hard to see the front here. The front's a little weird. With the
I don't even like the way they implemented the claws. The front is definitely like the worst iteration of the Blackbeard like headlight eyeliner mask thing.
Yeah.
And I know like last year he just ran like the Raptor car last year was just a Kyle Busch scheme. It was the 3G car with Raptor on it.
Wait, what? I didn't realize that.
Oh, did you not see that comparison?
No, I didn't.
Oh my gosh.
Good lord.
Huh.
These paint schemes have been around the block.
It was, I think, a 2022 Reddick car. Here, I'll send it in here. You can just to demonstrate. It was basically that, but with Raptor stuff. It was eerily similar.
Oh, I see.
Okay.
But he also switched to ExAlta like halfway through last year instead of Raptor. It was kind of weird.
Yeah.
They ran ExAlta like at a very select races, but now they kind of swapped the responsibilities, I think. So I don't know. I don't get it. Well, I think the ExAlta one's next.
They are very similar.
Yeah.
But that was better than this one. So
I like the one from last year. The last year's one was kind of peak because it had the perfect amount of yellow on it. It looked like a good looking Hendrick car. This one I only put on here because it reminds me of the Jeff Gordon drive-in Hunger cars. I don't think it's a good paint scheme, but it's cool.
I didn't realize, because I said that too on Twitter, that it looks like the drive-in Hunger car. But I didn't realize the front had flames. I don't know if I like that.
I don't.
Yeah, when you said Jeff Gordon, I was like, oh, flames, 24, Jeff Gordon.
No. No.
Yeah, the side. I like the side.
I like the side.
Look like the drive-in Hunger. I didn't realize the front had flames. I don't like that.
It's kind of goofy.
It's a goofy looking car. Like it's a flop to me. Like it goes in that Austin Dillon Morgan and Morgan car category. Like it's just.
It's in line with the Noah Gragson like bacon racing stripes that he ran last year at the not at the Chicago track. And even that, I was like, I don't know. For a one-off, like, it's kind of cool, I guess. It's goofy.
Yeah. It looks kind of cool, but I don't want to see it more than like once a year, you know?
Yeah.
This car, now, the original version had a weird looking rear end to the ExAlta logo, but they changed it.
It went through a lot of iterations. The original design, which I don't know why I've talked about him so much. I guess he did a lot of the Cup Field, but Blackbeard did the original design, and he had like a white ExAlta logo on the hood, and then like a big sort of black box triangle thing around it, and on the side it was the same thing, which is the white ExAlta logo and a big black triangle. And then Hendrick put it out, but they changed the hood to what it is now, but they didn't change the side, so it just looked awkward and weird. And now I guess they changed the side, but then they didn't change the back, but then later on they did change the back. I don't know. It's like, weird. In the end, I feel like it's an okay design. It's very like Jeff Gordon ExAlta-y.
Is it though? It's white. Why is it white? You're a paint company. Like, what are we doing?
That's a good point.
The Bill Byron, like the white ExAlta one, he ran in like 2020. Like he had a white one with like red and blue flames, which I think worked well.
That's different though.
But it is different because those flames were like shiny and interesting.
Well, and they were for like, Independence Day. Like this is a primary scheme that won the Daytona 500. And it's just like, I love the color of orange. At least it's like,
I forgot about that.
It's a very bright color of orange. The number's great. It pops out. It's just like I'd rather they just make the base black and the logo's white. Like,
it's a little bit Liberty University at home, which is not a good thing.
Boring. Like you had, and like when Byron had the flames, it looked amazing because it wasn't Jeff Gordon. It looked different because they had a blue base, a dark blue base. It looked amazing. And then Byron had the different kind of like the different modern looking Rainbow Warrior scheme with like, straight color blocks down the side. It looked pretty cool. And then he started winning in it. And now that he's winning, they're like, okay, let's give him the most boring scheme possible. I just frustrate.
I don't think it's that bad.
I think it's that bad.
All right.
Like
I think my problem is with the logo color on here. I don't think it works with the rest of the colors they used. I don't know what color they could have used because it's white and this orangey red color. But I mean, I think it just stands out in a bad way.
You are a paint company.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah.
Well, what's funny is the ruby, I didn't put it in here, but the ruby red looking one that they're going to run at Martinsville or whatever for the Hendrick anniversary, that one looks good. It reminds me of like that sunburst, like that one, that car Jeff Gordon ran at Phoenix in 2014. Like it was like red.
I am so excited for these like ruby red Hendrick cars because they had a few show cars outside of Daytona and I saw pictures of it and they were like, I hope the real cars that they race look like it because they were like shiny, like deep red. Especially like the Alex Bowman one. Oof, it could
Alex
be like
Bowman
an all-time paint scheme
because it had a lot of texture in it.
Yeah, we'll talk. I'm sure we'll talk about that.
Yeah, we will. It's in here. Ryan Priest. I don't know why I put this car. I mean, it's cool. I like silver. Love silver.
Yeah.
It's cool. It works.
I like it.
I feel like you don't get a lot of cool shininess with the modern wraps, but Stuart Haas went out of their way to get like a metallic silver wrap. It's good.
Yeah.
They fill space well. Cool. The only thing I kind of wish was different is I feel like when I think of Haas, I think of like red. Like I kind of wish the car was red, but this almost,
an old Kurt Busch car.
Yeah, kind of. But this almost does look cooler, and still got plenty of red in there. And the silver, it looks better than when Cole Custer ran like the silver car. Like when they first started doing it, I thought it looked really ugly when they started doing it, but this looks all right.
And I like this more than the white Cole Custer car as well that he ran in Xfinity.
The one he ran last year, I actually really liked.
The one he ran last
this year is not so much.
Yeah. Pretty cool. This paint scheme I think is really cool just because they found a way to actually put petty blue in the car and it doesn't look ugly.
Yeah, I never thought about that.
Like the petty blue 43 is so cool. I almost wonder what it would look like if they inverted it. Like put the base as petty blue as like they used to do.
And then some white Advent Health logos.
Yeah, that might look cool. That's a concept to do. But yeah, this just looks cool. I mean, it throws back to petty. It's got the Advent Health colors. There's designs everywhere. Space is filled. It's a slate to me.
I don't know. The like Tron square things I feel like are a little bit dated on this side.
Yeah.
That doesn't scream like health to me. Like
right.
Looks like a computer company design,
Yeah. I like it.
It's okay.
I personally really like it.
Oh, I miss the Larson cars they used to have with all the like shapes on the side that were different colors. I miss those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Legacy always had kind of solid schemes.
They brought in Brendan Droppo to do designs this year, and I think he's put out some great schemes already, which I guess we're looking at next.
Yeah, so I put all of the dollar store schemes. I think these are great because they're very recognizable brands. They're bright colors. You know exactly what kind of sponsor it is. I mean, they're great. The thing I kind of want to talk about is like what's going on with their base colors. So I think I get it, but I don't get it because like John Hunter Nemechek, when he has Dollar Tree, he's gonna have a white base, and then when it's on the 43, it's a black base. Yeah. But here, Eric Jones had a white base Family Dollar and a black base Family Dollar. So what's the truth?
Is it a
we're lying.
Day race black car, night race white car? I haven't been keeping track. I'm sure someone can map it out.
I don't know.
But that's sort of like a classic thing I remember from like the early 2000s where they'd run white cars at the night races. So they kind of like pop, and then at the day races they run black cars. But
I don't know. There's not really like night races anymore. Like I guess Daytona and Atlanta ended at night.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, they're cool cars. I just wanted to point it. Also, it's just weird that how they're on both cars. Like they're hopping from both cars. Like it's kind of annoying. Like again, we talked about it with Interstate.
Yeah, you're not building the brand identity thing that you used to see when you're on both of them.
Yeah, I don't have either of these dollar store chains here, so to me it's just dollar store cars. Legacy, that's just what they are.
Yeah, it hits harder, I think, because I can literally drive 5 minutes and I'm at one of these stores. Like,
same.
Yeah,
it's great. Oh my god, this paint scheme, the Nasty Beast Monster Energy car. Nasty Beast. This is like, it's the hard tea. It's like the alcoholic Monster Energy.
Which, by the way, I learned doesn't have any energy drink in it. Like, it's not actually a Monster Energy. It's just alcohol that's meant to taste like Monster Energy.
Oh,
interesting.
Well,
whatever sickos want that, I guess.
It's probably less likely to kill me, I guess, so I'll take it.
Sure.
Yeah. Now, at first, I didn't like this car because I thought I was really off-put by the yellow. Like, really? I don't know. But the more I thought about it, and the fact that there's sometimes 3 Monster Energy cars in the same race, this is differentiating it from Ty Gibbs. It's going to make it different from if Riley Herbst is in the field. Like, it did exactly that at the Daytona 500. The only thing I'm a little kind of meh about is that they didn't fully commit to the yellow. Like, there's still these green accents, and I'm just like, I don't know.
I kind of like it. I
like the green accents.
When they put out the entry list for the 500, I saw that Reddick was going to run a Nasty Beast car, and I looked up what the can looked like, and I was like, you know what? This is probably going to be kind of cool. Like a little bit of green and a lot of yellow on an interesting Monster Energy car. Like, I used to pray for times like these when we had decades of just plain black cars, which literally today they announced that Reddick's going to drive a plain black monster car for a few races. That's not fun.
Oh, really? I thought they were going to do this all year.
So I don't even know where it came from, because they started running Beast Unleashed on just a plain black car for most of last year. And then randomly at Martinsville, they're like, hey, we put a design on a Monster Energy car for the first time in history, and it was so good. It looked
so good at Martinsville. Yes.
On the new Camry nose, too, I really like it. When they first unveiled this car, it didn't even have the 23XI tusks, and I honestly think it looked better without them. I don't know what it is about just like a plain Camry nose. Maybe it's just how like simple it is, but I'm a huge fan.
Yeah,
I love it.
I'm a fan too. We saw it win the duel. It finished second to Larson at Las Vegas. I think it's a pretty good scheme. I just wish he ran it more this year. Like, it doesn't excite me that he's going to run the normal monster car. That's kind of annoying. Like,
did you see that the normal one's going to have the tusks? They're like green. They like added that in.
They took it off.
Oh, did they?
They first announced it with the monster tusks, and everyone's like, "Oh, cool! They're gonna put something on a plain monster scheme."
The monster's like, "Nope."
They tweeted it again with the tusks like photoshopped out, so it's just plain black. Which, like, Monster Energy, what are you doing? Like, you finally have a good-looking car. Put more stuff on the cars, please.
Yeah. Speaking of put more stuff on the car, I don't know. We talked about how good the Mobile One cars were. I just feel like this is just missing something.
Let Kyle Williams cook. He did the other Mobile One design. I'm sure he could come up with some cool stuff for this. It's giving like the bad Harvick Mobile One cars, just the forgettable ones, the ones that were just kind of like there. It's a great car. I like it personally,
but it is different. It's not as good as the other Mobile One cars we had earlier, but I do really like it. Like, I think it's just simple. But I think that's fine.
Yeah.
Still just the Pegasus.
It does still have the Pegasus.
It didn't pop last year or last weekend at Phoenix. It just kind of looked like a boring paint scheme, generic. It just looks so generic to me. That's my problem.
It's a gray car, yeah.
It's a gray car. Like it's testing car territory.
It's not as bad as the Brixton one, though.
This is kind of an outlier. I only put this one because you have Ricky in this bright pink fire suit, and it's got I don't even know what Boost by Kroger is. But they have the pink logo on the hood. I use this picture to show the fire suit.
Interesting.
I'm just frustrated. Just run him in a pink car.
Interesting.
Like, yeah. Why put him in a pink fire suit but not a pink car? This is so stupid. Well,
Kroger loves doing B2B deals where they just put the whatever sponsor on the side of the car and then Kroger on the hood. You can never get like a full Kroger car nowadays. So unfortunately, I don't think we're ever going to see the pink. It's weird that they made the whole fire suit pink.
Yeah, that's what's weird to me. It's like Kroger's responsible for the fire suit, so they're like, okay.
Yeah, and the hood, which they've done a better job of integrating the hood than they did in the past.
They could have made the hood pink instead of just white with I know you can't see it from here, but I should have put two photos.
It reminds me of IMSA and IndyCar with Meyershank Racing before they had pink on the Sirius XM cars. They were just like kind of a blackish blue color, and they would have like a stripe of pink.
I don't remember that.
But now those cars are mostly pink. It's like Auto Nation is what those are. But, yeah. Cool. Weird that Ricky Stenhouse is mostly in pink here.
I just wanted to bring it up because I think a pink car would be really cool. Well, here, hey, pink car! Yay, I got it! I got my wish!
Yay!
I don't know what Coca-Cola Spiced is, but this car makes me want to find out.
Yeah, I agree, 100%. This thing looks great. It's a really cool design where it's like kind of low key, but they also threw some cans on the quarter panel. I like it.
Yeah. Only thing
Shout out to the lesbians. They used a lesbian flag.
This is a lesbian flag, isn't it? Oh my god! Oh my god! It's a lesbian car. Only thing they could do better is maybe put something above the wheel, but it's whatever. I mean, they fill up a lot of space here. Like they could have maybe put spiced above it.
Is that a glass on the? Yeah, like maybe make the thing on the quarter panel bigger or something.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Kind of like the Brad Miller Lite glass or something. Maybe something like that would be cool with that.
Yeah, that'd be cool, but I like it. Cool texture. Kind of reminds me of the Alex Bowman car, which is just
not the jump scare, the Jesus jump scare.
Yeah, oh my god.
We'll get to it in a minute. Don't let me forget about it. But it's a good segue to this Alex Bowman car because it's like there's a lot of like this reminds me of like painting with a fork and like paint scrapers, and you just keep layering colors on like in like a kid's art project. But it still looks really cool. Like, I think I love Ally cars that mostly use purple. Like, the white ones and the black ones I weren't really a fan of. I like when they mostly use purple. This is cool. The little hints of their teal and pink are there. I think it works. I think it aged really well.
It looks really bright in this picture. Like, I feel like there's even better pictures of this car than this. There's not a lot of... It's a very low bar, but I think this is the best Alex Bowman primary he's ever had. It was really interesting that Ally went to an F1 designer. They went to Sean Bull Design to do this car.
Oh, really?
So, which is why it's a little bit, I don't know, simple for what the shape of the car is. Like, it's a really loud element, but just the logos themselves are just on there. There's no sort of white blocking or anything. I think it works. A lot of people disagree with me. I really like this car because from afar you see a purple and pink thing going around the track with a big 48 and an Ally on it, and then up close you're like, oh cool, look at all these little details. They've got all these colors on it.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, at one point someone told me to try photoshopping it like neon, like Jimmy Johnson style neon number on the front.
Oh yeah.
And it kind of knocks this right out of the water. Which, like, I understand some people are like, you don't want to put a neon 48 on the Alex Bowman car, but also the number on the front, you can't see it in this photo. The number on the front is still neon yellow for some reason.
I hate that they still keep it on the front and the back to like salute Jimmy. Like, get over it.
I feel like
Jimmy's
if they did or do the whole thing, like one or the other.
Yeah. Because I think I could see yellow working. It would be cool, but also white's fine. I think white's fine.
Yeah.
So this might shock you, Zach, but what if they did the blue color like Lumar likes to do? Because the blue is in this scheme. What if they did the blue? Like, would that look fine, you think?
I don't know.
No?
Maybe for
it's
the
not
roof
bright enough.
I don't know if
It's not bright enough.
It might.
I don't think it'll stick out. It'll look too much like the purple behind it, I think.
It would look like the Lumar blue. It would, and it just I don't know if it'd be good, but it'd be cool as maybe an outline.
Like it.
Maybe not an outline. Cool. I don't know. I think there's enough teal blue in there. I think if they want to use blue more, they should, like, when they go to Nashville, have a special scheme that's mostly blue or something. If they want to do something like that, because they like doing special schemes at Nashville. And
those are some of the best.
Oh yeah,
Alex Bowman paint schemes, because they have Ryan Williams, the JRM designer, do those cars, and they're all bangers.
Yeah, pretty cool.
He washed his feet.
He gets us, but he did not get his paint scheme loaded. Like they've actually had interesting he gets us paint schemes with like an actual design on the side. This is not one of them.
Have they?
Well, kind of.
Have they?
It was like
I don't think they have.
They did. No, they didn't.
Oh no, you're right. They did put something on the Xfinity one. I just think
I can't type.
It's better for the world that Ty Gibbs has.
Yeah, it was something like this.
Yeah, they did do something.
Yeah.
Ty Gibbs has two different primary sponsors that both run plain black cars.
I didn't.
Yeah, so after he started running in Cup, then they ran the plain black car in Xfinity, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, two plain black cars for Ty Gibbs. He
doesn't deserve anymore. I'm cool with it.
It's kind of like the same paint schemes, just they take all the green and they swap it out for yellow. That's what it reminds me of.
That's a test car.
I like the consistency. But yeah, it's awful.
I mean, yeah.
Anything else to say?
If they really wanted to, they could put some feet right under the word he. And go.
They have plenty of room on the car for as many feet. Size 13 feet, like, it's perfect.
And then they can put Paul Tracy's face right on the hood. Like, I don't know. We could really make something happen.
He's a big fan of those commercials.
Oh yeah. My God. Anyways, I put Justin Haley's Walmart car here, and I don't even know what Walmart Health and Wellness is, because it's not a Walmart car. It's a Walmart Health and Wellness car. Okay. And it frustrates me because I feel like this car has so much potential, but the logos are so small. And
they also did the bad hood logo placement. I'm sure from the front, like, you cannot read any of that that's on the hood. I think it's really interesting that they're the first team to start painting their wheels on the next gen. Because last year when the next gen came out, everyone was like, "Oh, is Penske gonna paint their wheels?" Because Penske loves painting their wheels. But they just did kind of like a brushed effect on it, where it was like a little bit shiny, which I thought was cool. But this year, I'm pretty sure in every race, Rick Ware has yellow wheels. They've painted all of their wheels. So even on like the Kaz Grala like N29 car, they're showing
I've seen that.
Wheels. But
and
I
that's
like
cool.
It. I don't know. I like the wheels. If they put the colors are good. I like the Walmart has nice colors. Just put a huge Walmart logo on the side of it.
Yeah, maybe like it looks like a Walmart car. It just can't read Walmart. That's my problem.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's still pretty cool. I put this one because, well, I didn't realize he's run this car in every single race this year. And the more I look at it, the more I'm like, this is kind of a banger. Like, it's just bright colors.
I like these colors together.
Good design, big logo. Pretty good.
Yeah, these colors work. It's great. Like a bright blue, a bright green, it pops. Kyle Sykes, who does the designs there, always does a really great job. They've also, I don't know if anyone else picked up on this, they've iterated on the 99 number every single season. Every season they've like improved it a little bit. So it came out looking like it was kind of like an 88, like the 9 almost touched the top bit, and then the next year they sort of separated it, but it still had a bunch of outlines. And then this year they made it sort of thick white outlines so they can put more chrome numbers on it. And it just keeps getting better. I'm a huge fan. I'm very biased because I'm a Suarez guy, but I think it's a great looking car.
Yeah,
I love that he wanted it too.
I'm glad that he wanted it because it's a great paint scheme. The only thing I don't like about the paint scheme is that it's just some insurance company. I have no connection with the sponsor. It's just
If this was like a modern take on Geico when Geico was around, that would have been cool.
Ooh, you know what? It's also just an insurance company.
You know what insurance company needs to have a sponsor?
Geico's a lot more well known,
and they have funny gecko.
Where's the Liberty Mutual
gecko.
cars?
Yeah. Honestly,
they need to have a car. If they're gonna sponsor all these commercials, they need to have a car. I'm just saying.
That's a good point.
That would look cool.
I guess they haven't had one. I don't know much about American insurance, but I know that I've seen that ad with the baby in the stroller. It's like 500 billion times through NASCAR races.
There's a lot of cool things they could do with that. So, and then I think our last one here is Jimmy Johnson's Daytona 500 car. And the reason I put this in here, well, it's Jimmy Johnson. I kind of wanted to talk about the bottom here of the car, this like fake chrome, because I don't know how I feel about it, because it just looks kind of tacky. I love how it's a throwback. It's cool. It's a throwback to another 7-time champ. But I feel like I almost would have liked a just plain looking Carvana car with yellow accents instead. I don't know.
Hate me because I don't like the Moneyline car, which is that plain thing, whatever teal that is. I love this car. Like, I genuinely love this Jimmy Johnson car. And when they first announced it, this was the first Camry where I was like, yes. If they, like, I understand they're doing like Richard Petty throwback thing. If that front was blue, this would be an all-timer. It's gorgeous. I love it. It's beautiful. It shows up well on track. I feel like the biggest difference between this and the Moneyline car is that they didn't wrap the side skirts on this and left it black, and I think it looks better for it. I think the Moneyline one looks a little bit too gaudy when they do the whole thing with the black side skirts and everything. I love it.
Even the fake chrome?
This car got me excited. It would be a little bit better without the fake chrome, but I still think it's good enough to, like, I'll look past that. I also think the legacy, like, bronze line above the Camry lights and the line across the side and the little B-pillar thing look really good on this.
Oh, I didn't notice that. Oh, that does look good. The gold. Yeah. Ooh. Yeah, there's so many gold accents.
Legacy's doing that on all their cars this year. They dropped the sort of like black pillars that they did last year, and instead they're doing a little gold stripe. There's one above the Camry light bar, and then there's one kind of like above the splitter, and it goes down the side of the car.
Oh, that looks cool.
And it looks good.
Yeah.
It looks really good.
Yeah. I think it's solid. I don't have much to say about it. I mean, cool.
Yeah. Well, that's our last paint scheme. I mean, we might be back to talk about some more later in the year because, you know, there's new paint schemes literally every single week. Every day it's like there's a new paint scheme being unveiled. But yeah, pretty cool. I think the paint schemes this year are pretty awesome. Some new kind of classics, perhaps, maybe not. As I look through these again, I'm like, wait a minute. Some of these just aren't. They're not going to stick around. That's the one thing I wish would happen more. Like, I love seeing new paint schemes, but some designs I just wish they had more time in the sun. Like, they might only be running like 4 races in a season, and then they're gone. You never see them again, and so replaced by a different design the next year. And it's just, I don't know. But it's also cool because, I mean, Davin, you're talking about all these designers. You know a lot of the designers that design these cars. I mean, we see them on social media. It's cool to see, you know, these guys get their chances, design their first cars. So it's kind of a balance because if you keep the same designs, well, no one's getting to design new cars, and no one's getting paid. So it's a weird balance, I guess.
Yeah, and it does make things like become classics, like a Dale Sr. or like a Jeff Gordon or like a Kyle Larson. But there's also like really cool things you can do every week, especially if you throw out some special paint schemes, some cool promotions. But a lot of teams can't sell a whole season to the same sponsor.
Yeah. It's just not realistic, even though we kind of miss those days. I mean, I love seeing different paint schemes, but it's at the point where it's like, every driver's running a different thing every week, and it's just a little...
But good designs can also, like, transcend that. I feel like, for example, the Sunny D car has been on a bunch of different cars. Like, it was on the 17 back in the day. Now it's on the 4. I think that's reached, like, pretty classic status.
Yeah.
With just the bright, bold colors. Like, you make a good design, it'll become a classic in its own right, whether it races every week or not.
Yeah.
But maybe that's just me being biased as a designer. Or someone that appreciates good design.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys so much for listening to this bonus episode of the Gay Racing Podcast. Thank you so much, Davin, for joining us. We would love to have you back to talk about more paint scheme stuff another time. So where can people find you, Davin, on the internet?
If you enjoyed me waffling on about paint schemes for however long this was, I do it a lot on Twitter. At drive-through with an underscore at the end because someone took it. Spelled all the way out, drive-through.
Yeah.
I have a podcast where we talk about paint schemes every week, among other nonsense. So look out for Shrimp Hours Presents.
Shrimp Hours.
Shrimp Hours. It's on places where there's podcasts.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks for having me on. I will nerd out about design, like literally anytime.
Yeah. Well, from Zack, from Alex, from Davin, thank you guys so much for listening, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.